husband and I have 2.5 kids. My oldest is 10 years old, my middle child is 5, and I'm currently 5 months pregnant. My 10-year-old is from a previous relationship, and my 5-year-old is adopted. My sister got pregnant unexpectedly, saw adoption as her only choice, and didn't want the baby to go to strangers, so I stepped up. We did everything right. My sister went to therapy to consult on her choice, and I went with her to make sure she was sure, and we did everything that was recommended for adoptive mothers/birth mothers along the way. It wasn't an immediate adoption. I got guardianship, and we built to an adoption, and my sister was involved in the entire process, and again, never expressed any issues in the time it took to finalize. Just over a month ago, I announced my pregnancy. My 5-year-old knows about the biological relationship between her and my sister. Shortly after telling people about the pregnancy, my sister and I arranged to meet up in person in the park. She then told my 5-year-old to give mommy a hug, and my 5-year-old immediately grabbed me and my sister got shitty about it. I asked her what she was trying to do, and she said that I had a baby on the way and assumed that I was done with the 5-year-old and was going to have a new favorite. I said I don't play favorites and don't know what game she's playing at, but I'm not interested. She pushed it, saying that once the baby is born, my husband won't want 2 kids he's not related to hanging around and that I should do the right thing and give her her kid back. She also mentioned something about age, as her 35th is coming up, which she feels makes her an old mom, and kept telling me to do the right thing, saying I should have known that because we're sisters, it was only ever going to be a babysitting gig. I got my husband and kids and we left. Obviously, I'm not handing over my 5-year-old. That isn't even up for debate. But my sister is giving her biased and altered side of the story to our entire family, saying I manipulated her into giving the baby up when she was pregnant. She even told them that I screamed and hit her that day in the park. While a fair number of relatives know she's spouting absolute bullshit, there's still a handful, including my mother and grandmother, who believe her hook, line, and sinker, which is damaging relationships that both I and my kids feel are important. How do I get my sister to come off her little crusade without having to entertain surrendering a child? What can I say to my relatives who believe her to convince them I'm not the weird, manipulative, baby-stealing witch my sister has made me out to be? My niece Jenny went through trauma as a kid and ended up becoming an emotional eater, obese, held back a grade, and socially neurologically stunned. Her parents, with a lot of pushing, put her into therapy and she was able to heal from the trauma and gain control of her eating. Because they waited so long to take the problem seriously, after she lost the weight, her skin didn't bounce back and she was left with a saggy belly. She had a double roll belly where there's a roll above and below the navel and the bottom one tends to stick out in clothing. Nothing she did would fix it. Her parents are very much anti-plastic surgery, and given that she was a teenager, I totally get it, but she was miserable in her body. Jenny stays with me during the summers because I live near a beach and I love spending time with her. Over the years, she would cry and cry to me about how much she hated her stomach and how she just wishes she could look normal and her parents would not let her get a tummy tuck. Last year, I decided that I would give her the tummy tuck for her 18th birthday as long as she cleared it with her counselor. The counselor agreed that this was something that would truly help. She had done it late in the summer, healed while staying with me, and then went to college. I can't begin to tell you the kind of different person she became. Confident, happy, she finally wore clothes that didn't hide her body in the whole 9 yards. She came home from spring break and finally wore something that made her mom take notice, and I'm guessing mom saw the scar. She hit the roof and started yelling at Jenny for what she did, asking her if she really spent her college money for something this frivolous. Jenny came crying to me about it and I knew I couldn't let her mom blame her, so I fessed up. I am now completely blacklisted. My sister basically thinks I'm Satan, warping her kids' self-esteem and self-image. I should have told her to learn to love her body instead of giving into diet culture. Jenny is healthier and happier than she's ever been before. Furthermore, she was 18 and this is something she has wanted since she was about 15. It didn't lead her to wanting more surgeries. It led her to sobbing happy tears after she tried on a curve-fitting dress for the first time. I don't see what I did was wrong at all. At the same time, I know she's not my kid and we went behind my sister's back. Plastic surgery is a big deal, so I don't know.